Hey, hi. I'm Mona. This is Sacred Geometry Universe Video Journal Diary for October 28th, 2024. I almost couldn't think of the date because I just experienced something right now. I might as well talk about it now while I'm like, ah. Anyways, I was out there and I was like washing my dishes. And I see some random lady walking up, like some kind of weird looking. I mean, I'm sure I look weird too out there to a lot of people, but she started to approach the dog next door and the dog barked her away, right? And then she's walking by my camp, not on the road, like close to my camp, and Brian's barking, and she starts to come up to him, and Chica starts to run up, and I'm like, hey, whoa, stay away from my dogs. And I'm like, I said, no, don't touch my dogs. I don't want you to near my dogs. Now, I don't mind if people pet the dogs and stuff. With my permission, though. Because I don't know who's approaching. And I said, stay away from my dogs. I had to raise my voice to her. And she's like, whoa, calm down your mental craziness out here. I said, no, you're mentally crazy. I said, don't approach my dogs. You know what I mean? I had to yell at her to get the heck away. And then, when she told me about the mental crazy, yeah, I'm gonna go mental crazy if it's my dogs or my property, yeah. Not mental. I mean, I didn't get too mental, but I did have to raise my voice to her, and I said, you're mental crazy. I said, who told you that it's okay to just randomly walk up to people's stuff, people's dogs? She's all, God. I was like, oh my God. I said, you need to open the Bible more. God did not tell you that. I'm a little bit upset. I'm about to go in a minute. I'm going to go to the camp host and tell them, like, can you keep that lady away from my dogs and my property over there? Because she's talking nonsense and I don't want her near, That's why people have dogs, to keep people away. I mean, it's not for you to, I have a free petting zoo here. No, it's not that. And I don't know what Chica will do to her. Well, Chica might not, I don't know. But, and she's all, well, they came up to me. I said, no, they're on leashes. They're not coming up to you. You came up to us. So, that's not passion. That's anger, me talking. That's anger. I'm angry. Yeah, that's not passion. That's anger. But I got her away. She's like right next door. She's a weirdo. Even I know better not to walk up to people's stuff and their property or their dogs. You don't know what the animal's going to do to a stranger. That's why people have dogs out here, to keep their stuff safe, to keep the strangers away. But she was just like, whoop-a-doop, boop, 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 boop. Kind of like not all there. You know what I mean? I don't know what she was thinking. I don't like random people to approach me or my dogs, out of nowhere. I don't like that. If I'm walking around and, you can sense when somebody is like, all right, I say hello and that's it, But when somebody is kind of crazy-ish walking up like that and like acting all like head in the clouds and, I'm like, God bless you too, like she came up, I said, stay off my dogs, I said, and I don't know what was said, but I was like, well, God bless you, please stay away. You know what I mean? I'm all, don't approach my dogs. And then she's like, oh, calm down your mental craziness. I'm like, no, you calm down your mental craziness, because who told you that it's okay to walk up to random dogs? God, I was like, oh, here we go. I'm a very religious person, but I don't shove it in people's face and I don't talk things like that. That's a little bit on the crazy side. That's a little bit on the, maybe she does need to open the Bible a little bit more. That was really, I wish I could have filmed the whole thing. She was really weird. She was really strange. I've spoken to people who are like really religious, like, Bible religious, and I don't get all weird like that. And they've never gotten weird to me like that either. So there's something wrong upstairs with her. You know, I don't know, man. You know, if you don't have to worry about people coming and trying to hurt you or rob you, you got to worry about people like that who are just not mentally stable. Like that person was not, didn't have it all together upstairs. So it's like, you know. And then I come back here and I'm like, God, please forgive me for having to raise my voice to that woman, but I didn't like what she did, you know. Common sense. I've never, my whole almost 4 years on the road now, never somebody approached my dogs like that. That is not allowed. That is not allowed out here. You don't approach people's property and their things unless you're invited in. You know? Yeah, that was very bad. But anyways, today is a Thanksgiving day. I don't really celebrate holidays, but I do like Thanksgiving food. I didn't get any turkey, though. I got chicken because how am I going to cook a turkey? You know, I do have stuffing. I do have the sweet potatoes. I have some green beans. So I think I'm just going to figure out how to do it all in the crock pot. I've been cooking a lot of crock pot stuff lately, so I don't have to cook up a storm up in here, you know. But yeah, that's how I'm going to do it today. I'm about to do a reading. The readings have been kind of uploading okay right here. So they've been about a good 30 minutes, you know. But I was having some thoughts today before this ruckus happened. I was having some thoughts about, like, my dad for some reason. You know what? A lot of people will start thinking about family and stuff around the holidays if they don't hang out with their families, and then they might get into a depression mode and things like that. But I was reminded of something that was totally not depression for me, though. I never really spent Thanksgiving with my dad. And my mom has passed away already. But I was thinking of something. And what I was getting to about that depression thing, that's usually called SAD, right? SAD. It's seasonal affective disorder. It's when people get depressed around the holidays. The ones who are separate from their families or they don't talk to their families anymore. I have figured that I've kind of gotten over that. Well, I mean, I still think about stuff, you know, and I know how to control. I really do have a good hold of my emotions, except for that dog situation. I was kind of scared for them. You know, shoot, they're like my children. It's like approaching children, strangers approaching your children. You know what I mean? Anyways. But a thought came to my mind about my dad, and it was a kind of, I hate to say it, but it was a pleasant thought, even though it wasn't very good. I remember one time, my younger brother, he used to go to basketball practice. And, you know, my dad is mean. He's just a mean guy, right? Not to my brother, but to everybody else, right? But my dad's a really mean guy. And I guess he picked him up from basketball practice one day. And, you know, my dad thinks he's untouchable. Like, he can do anything he wants. But somebody taught him a lesson over there. And I thought about that. And I don't mean to, well, I mean, I don't know, you know. My dad, you know, was there. He was picking up my brother. And I guess a black guy came up and said something to him. My dad's full racist guy. My dad said, the guy said something, or I don't know how the words exchanged, but my dad called him an effing N-word. Yeah! And that dude just straight bloop, punched my dad in the face, you know? This is how I heard the story, you know? I didn't get to see it. I wish I did. Because, like, yeah, that dude stood up for him, so no one ever stands up for my dad. I bet you after that, too, he never will say that and ever again. You know, I wasn't sad for him. He deserved that. Of course, you know, my brother was crying and everything. That's his son, the golden child, you know, whatever. But yeah, like, he totally deserved that, and I was sitting down and I was thinking about that. I guess he got punched in the face. My dad was wearing glasses and the punch cut even his eye. And yeah, to me, that's probably one of the most highlightest memories of my life. Seeing somebody actually just like really take charge and stand up for themselves, because nobody in my family, not his workers, not nobody out there would stand up to my dad, but he deserved that. You know what I'm saying? He deserved that. I don't know why that memory came to mind out of all the memories of everything, but that one did. And shoot, I bet that guy who punched him is a better dad, you know, to his kids than my dad was to me or my brother, my older brother, anyways, because my younger brother got everything he wanted. But it kind of made me think. I wish that guy was around when all the times my dad was being mean to me. That guy's probably, I don't even know who he is. Somebody's father, but he's a good protector for his children and his own. Anyways, that's a crazy story. But yeah, that's all I have. I just seen that weird lady walk by. Weirdo. She's just traveling in a car, doesn't have a trailer or anything. I don't even see a tent over there. Like, some of the people out here that you meet on the road, they have some mental illness going on. And maybe that's why they're out here, to heal themselves. But you gotta think, you just can't come up to people, their property, their animals, their children. You can't just approach these people like that. That's not good. You are posing a danger, or people will feel like you're imposing a danger on them. I don't care if you're a sweet looking lady or, a nice guy. I don't care. You ask permission first. You don't just approach people, places, and things that don't belong to you. Yeah, it's very terrible, very terrible. Obviously, she's, and even though I'm a little upset at her, and telling her, how she told me, calm down your crazy mental. And I'm just like, yeah, well, yeah, I'm gonna be crazy. Anybody who approaches someone's children or pets or something that you don't know, stranger danger, right? They're gonna get a little bit of some kind of way. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, I think that's the most like I've gotten in a really, really long time to someone's face. I was ready to just like, I don't even know what I would have done if she would have came closer, or not listened. I don't know, but she did. She stepped back and stepped away, you know. Anyways, that's all I have on this wonderful Thanksgiving Day. But like I said, I don't really celebrate holidays anymore. But I did want to share that one thought about my dad that I had about him. I have several thoughts that I think of him sometimes, or other family members. But this one, I kind of had a little chuckle to it, and I was thinking, yeah, he deserved that. I stood up to my dad towards the end of the last few times I saw him. I stood up to him, and it came to the point where I realized that I don't want to be spoken to like trash anymore. I don't want to be treated like dirt anymore. I don't want to be spoken about behind my back anymore, because that's how he is. He talks about everybody behind their back, but on occasion, on the normal, he won't say it to anyone's face. Like, he's a coward, He will say it to my face because he thinks it's okay. Until one day, I just couldn't do it anymore. I couldn't do it anymore. And I decided, I don't need this fool in my life anyways. He's not paying my bills. He don't care if I even have a freaking blanket out here. He's a coward. He's a loser in my eyes. I do forgive him because I don't know what happened to him as a child. But you know what? You're supposed to be nicer to your children than your parents were to you. And, he was never a good father to me. He treated me like an obligation, so That's just how it is. I tried to do that with my son, though. I know that I wanted to treat my son and raise him better than my parents did to me. But what backfired on me was I married the wrong guy. He was a controlling, abusive, several types of abuse that I had to endure with him. And his family was also abusive. And, I thought, at first I thought it was me, but it wasn't, because once I kind of got my act together, got my mind straight again, and started reflecting, because that's what you got to do if you want to get over stuff. You got to reflect, like, what happened. I realized it wasn't me, it was the family. And that's how I lost my son, because I saw the I finally realized and opened my eyes to all the manipulations in that family. Whatever happened to me between my son and the family, the same exact thing happened to his sister and her husband in that family. So they have a weird relationship, the brother and sister in that family. And they're real good at like talking smack, and bullying the kids and bullying people. That's what made me realize, oh, it wasn't me. And my ex brother-in-law endured something similar to me too. And I spoke about this before. I will always stand up for my ex brother-in-law. I will always stand up for him, because now I know what happened. I know what happened. I will never stand up for my ex-husband or that whole family ever again. And, unfortunately, I lost my son to that family who was manipulated and, brainwashed. But, what can you do? I'm not going to fight with them. I don't want to fight with them. I don't want to deal with them. My own son lost whole scholarships because of what they did, because my son could have had several scholarships through me, but it's too late now. It's too late now. His dad didn't want to meet up with me to sign paperwork so my son could go to university or college, whatever. And so he lost that opportunity. But, it is what it is. Like, what can you do, Anyways, enough of the sad story. Things happen as they should. Things happen as they should. And for some reason, it worked out this way for me and for my son, whatever has come about. And, I do hope that my son can find happiness in his life, but, it is what it is, really. But that's all I have. I'm kind of rambling now. That's all I have. I'm Mona. This is Sacred Geometry Universe Video Journal Diary for November 28th, 2024. And I'll talk to you next time.